Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the monkey. So welcome back all my monkey friends. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing all right. Let's find out as we shuffle these cards up and down, move them all around, and then pick out three for you guys. Let's see what we've got this week. So we move them around. Where should we stop? Let's see. Where do we stop? Let's stop about there. And take that one from the bottom, that one from the middle, that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got a white and two blacks there, a positive and two negatives. We are moving into a bit of a negative space. However, let's be kind of optimistic with this. I mean, black isn't always an attack. Let's go in with, high hopes as we flip them over and see what we have got compatibility wise. The dragon. Now that is an incredibly good card for a monkey, especially as we're facing these two negatives here and as we move into that negative phase. If we are going to be facing a conflict in these two negatives, then a dragon on your side is definitely what you want, and there's no one better to have on a monkey side than that dragon. Monkeys and dragons go together really, really well. They're a part of the same affinity triangle of doers, and this is suggesting that you've got some stuff that you need to be taking care of. You've got some stuff that you need to do, you need to hash out, you need to air it out, you need to vent it out, you need to express it, and although that might create a bit of a uncomfortable situation, you need to do this for the sake of everybody involved. You need to do this for your own sake. You need to do this for the sake of a blissful, if not content future. If you want to be walking around on broken eggshells for the rest of however long, then that's fine. Suppress it, don't talk about it, don't bring it up. But what this dragon is suggesting is that it's a good time for you to express how you actually feel and get some stuff off your chest. The monkey and the dragon are the best of allies, which means that dragon energy in your corner right now means that you're fit for a fight. You can't not be prepared excuse me. You cannot be more prepared than you are now, is what I'm thinking to say. What I'm trying to say. You are prepared as much as you're ever going to be with this dragon energy here to push you forward. The complicated strategies and the way to go about it, though, that's going to require some thinking. To do this properly, without offending people, without upsetting people, without losing people, without getting yourself into a bit of a pickle, is to think about it and approach delicately. There's no need to come in ferociously. We aren't looking at a black dragon yet. We need subtlety. We need etiquette. We need to be delicate. We need to take this fragile, vulnerable thing that we need to address and deal with it appropriately. We're looking at a monkey card in the black. Two doers together. Not a conflict per se. Not a big issue for monkey people. Monkeys can get along with other monkeys. They can make a successful team. However, we are looking at a negative monkey. And I think you're feeling a sense of maybe not belonging or awkwardness, a bit of uncomfortability, unsure of exactly where you need to be. It's almost like you're walking two paths that are parallel to each other. And one moment you're on one path and you're thinking, yeah, I really, really like this path. But then it gets a bit hard to walk. The path gets a bit tricky. It starts to rain. It's a bit of a awkward situation. So then you get over to the next path where it was raining before, where it was a bit dark and bleak, but it's easier underfoot. So now you've managed to trudge through it and you've come out on the other side. It's almost like that. It's almost like when things don't suit you on one road, you'll take the other road. The unfortunate thing about this is that the roads are widening apart. There was a fork, but now it's starting to split. So now every time you try and skip back and forth between these two parallel roads, it's further and further that you have to travel, which means you get distant more and more with whatever road you are coming apart from. As to say, if the road goes like this and you're going up this road, you know, you are coming too far away, and by the time you come back over here, you've disassociated with this. You almost forget it's there because it's so far out of your sight. And as you go over here, the road gets a bit troubled. You need to come all the way back over here, but the journey over here, it's almost like, because you've disassociated from it, you forget what it's like, and you don't know which is which anymore. Overcomplicating things, over confusing things, overthinking things. Maybe this is time now to come up with a definitive answer of which road you actually want to walk down. You need to pick one sooner or later, because you can't keep running backwards and forwards between the two roads. Of course, if there is a road to choose, I mean, thinking about things could take time. Making that right decision could take a while. These things could lead you into further conflicts. I mean, we have got that dragon card there, so maybe, you know, we are going to be looking at a bit of a fight. Potentially, you do need to fight for yourself here. You need to be your own hero here. You need to make your own decisions here for you. We've said this before for monkey people. But potentially, it's now your turn to actually fight for the things that you want or need in your life. You know? Sometimes we can lose sight of things, and then before we know it, they're not there anymore. Maybe there's a fight to be had where we need to try and bring it back. Because things are going to change. We've got this pig card here, the catalyst card, the slow change, and it will definitely bring in uncomfortability. Although although the pig and the monkey have no real large clashes or conflicts, we are seeing it in the negative, which means we're not necessarily in the happiest of places as this change starts to take effect. We are drifting further apart. You know, we are coming off on that fork, and the further we walk up that road, or one particular road, the more we're forgetting, or the one thing that kept us on that other road. And then by the time we've got back over to that road, we're missing stuff on the other road, or we're not thinking about that other road. It's a very complicated situation, and I can imagine that right now it's easier to try and disassociate, or try not to think about things, and bury yourself into your work, into doing things, into distraction, into shutting down, into not necessarily addressing this situation, because it's a lot easier. Now, that's just going to make the changes a lot slower, because trust me, change is happening. The things you're leaving behind on the other road are noticing your absence every time you leave, and vice versa. Every time you're not present in one place, the other is getting every part of you, and is enjoying you, and is a part of your journey. When you leave there, it's noticed. You're missed. You're not replaceable. But unfortunately, the longer that you're gone, which will happen as we fork away, because the distance is just getting further and further between, whatever is on that other road that brings you back to it every time, on both sides, will eventually learn how to live without you. And when you come back, there might not potentially be a place for you there. Now, if that happens on both roads, I mean, we're going to see some serious changes in the future of this. I was going to say lifestyle choice, but it's not a lifestyle choice, but in this indecisiveness, in this, do I want to be here? Do I want to be there? It's almost like you're living in two places at once. And living in those two places at once has its pros and cons on both sides, but it's what happens in the traveling in between those two places. That's what's causing the issues, and or will cause issues and consequences. And I do believe they're probably consequences and things that are going to be out of your control. And that's why we've got this fight here to try and remain maybe in control, or definitely in some attempt to salvage things. Unfortunately, by the time you make your decision, or by the time you get back to whichever path you're headed to, or the path you're on now and the ones that you're going in between, or vice versa, or this, that and the other, is again, as I say, creating this situation where you are running out of time. And eventually you may run out of time completely, and the decision may be made for you, and that may actually be neither of those paths. And then where will you be? We'll find out, won't we? Next week when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the monkey. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the rooster. So if you're interested in what those guys are up to, I will see you in a rooster reading next. If not, no worries. I'll just catch up with you with another monkey reading next time. Thanks for watching. Love and peace.